This be so bright, but I wanted to get this out, and all my lights are off, and I was in too much pain to get up. So, what you see today is what you get. I might remake this video later, but I know I'm really bad at that kind of stuff, so I wanted to get it out because I felt like this idea was so important. I was listening to the book of Amos in the Bible. And pardon me, I think it was chapter 7. There's 3 sections, the first 3 sections of the chapter. A vision of locusts, a vision of fire, and a vision of a plumb line. And the Lord gave Amos a vision of him sending locusts. And although the rulers of the land had gotten their food, the locusts destroyed the crops before the people could. And Amos was like, no, please don't do that. We're too small. It's like, it wouldn't be fair. Please don't do that. And then the Lord sent him a vision of a fire coming out of the sea and devastating the land. And again, Amos begged the Lord, please don't do that. We're too small. Your people wouldn't survive. And so the Lord gives him a vision of a plumb line. And he goes, here's a wall, and it was set up straight using a plumb line. And the Lord said, now I'm going to come in using another plumb line, and I'm going to see if it's still straight. And I had just had this conversation on Facebook with someone who was telling lies about the Bible. And when I pulled out the verses in the Bible that showed him that he was incorrect, he was like, well, don't forget, don't judge people. And I told him, I'm like, honey, the Bible says to judge by the Bible. Sorry, I have to stitch these videos. The Bible says that those who believe in the Bible, we are supposed to hold each other accountable to what the Bible says and not let people manipulate it and twist it for their own selfish gain. And it says those outside the church, those who don't believe, we don't judge them. And because they don't believe the same things we do. So obviously we can't judge them on the same standards. And it just made me realize even more so that the Bible is the word of truth. And everything is going to be measured against it. It is our plumb line. And the Lord came down here. Jesus came down. And he established the church using himself as the plumb line. And Jesus said, I am the standard of measurement for love. And he's the standard. He's the way, the truth, and the life, the only way. And Paul tells us later in the Bible that if anyone comes teaching a gospel other than the one that has already been established, Paul says whether it's an angel from heaven, whether it was Paul himself, whoever, he said there is no other gospel. There is no other plumb line. There is no other truth. That's the standard. The Bible is the standard. And if you claim to believe the Bible, then you will be measured by the standard with which you measure. And that's the verse in the Bible, judge not lest you be judged. And the next verse says, for by the measure with which you judged, you also will be judged. And Jesus teaches that we're supposed to hold each other accountable to the truth. And we're supposed to judge out of love, not judge out of accusation or condemnation, but out of love and grace and mercy, so that none should perish. And if you believe the Bible, you will be judged by what it says. If you don't believe the Bible, you're going to be judged by something else. And that's God's business, not mine. My job isn't to judge. My job is to state the facts. And the facts are the Bible's true. And it teaches very specific. It's very clear. And anyone who's teaching something other than what it says is a false teacher, is an antichrist spirit trying to cause confusion, deception, and accusations. Like, it's just, don't do Satan's work for him. Know the truth and live by it. Because the Lord is coming and he is going to judge us. And he's going to use the word of truth. And whether you believe the truth or not, truth is truth. And it's not subjective. Or it's not objective. I don't remember which one's which. My brain's bad at that. I always get those flipped. But there is a standard of truth. There is moral truth. And it's taught in the Bible. I love you guys. He loves you more. Live by the truth. Don't just say the words and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. There's so many people that will say nice things, and then when the moment comes down, they would rather change their mind, or whatever you want to call it, but they don't have the character, they don't have the perseverance, they don't have Jesus, the firm foundation of true love, so that they can stand on their words and live by them. So be careful what you believe. Be careful what you say. Because the Bible also says we will be judged by every word that comes out of our mouth. And I know I've said a lot of words. So I hope and I pray that he keeps my words pure, keeps them teaching truth, and keeps them leading people to him. Because he is the only way, and he wants a relationship with you. I love you guys. He loves you more. Have a great day.